Hello, my name is Thomas DeFrees Jr. In today's presentation, I'll be bringing you a problem I found at my workplace. I will, in this presentation, identify the problem with a clear definition. Once I give you the clear definition of the problem, I will also look at a detailed solution to help solve that problem. After the detailed solution, I will finish with analysis of the benefits to the coworkers, the workplace, and to the customers. So let's look at the definition. Right now at my workplace, I find a problem in our training department. And this is our training department around a particular product that we service at our facility. Right now, we have a high failure rate of the certification process. This creates a shortage of individuals to work on this product. The manufacturer requires that an individual pass their certification exam in order to work on that product. So with that shortage of workers, we find ourselves also in a backlog to keep pace with the amount of product that is coming into our building. When we can't keep pace with the product coming in, this leads to increased turn time and reduced customer satisfaction. We have seen results come back of customers complaining how long it does take to repair this particular product. And we wanted to know why the turn time increased and why these customers were upset. So having that clear identity to the problem, I had a solution to come up to help solve this problem. And that solution includes working with two different groups at our facility. Those two groups are the trainers of the product and the managers of those trainers. So let's look at the trainers to start here first. Our trainers are regular technicians who do above and beyond work. So they're specifically not designed to do training all day long. So we have to prepare the trainers to be able to properly train new trainees coming into the building. So we must create a clear training plan. And what I mean by that is we need to make sure we have the place, the knowledge, the tools, and a solid network for them to work off of and train off of. So all this needs to be established, and the trainers need to recognize exactly what they need in order to train these individuals, to feel they have the confidence to give them the information and help train them in the knowledge to pass the exam. The next part for the trainers is making sure they are providing access to the training tools and knowledge, making sure that they have the tools and knowledge and that they also share the tools and knowledge with the trainees. The next part for the trainers, this one I find very important, is creating a format to where we gain feedback from the trainees after the process completed, both pass or fail. We can learn from our mistakes and grow from those mistakes and provide a more inclusive training process that leads to better results. The next piece for the trainers, we need to make sure that as trainers, they stay abreast to all the new information that's available in the training process. That's because the training can change. The training is very active in new product that come out. So we need to make sure our trainers also stay active in performance improvement, in material, and in their training diversity. We do see a different array of individuals, and we are becoming a more global company. And we must be able to adapt to those diverse training ways, as different individuals from different cultures accept training in different manners. We must make sure that use the correct language, that we are very HR appropriate in our training, and to go back a little to the part where we talked about the feedback, is to gain feedback from each individual to learn how we can better prepare our training material to how they learn. So gaining a little bit more information about the trainees coming in and seeing where their skill level is at and where we need to concentrate, that is where the trainers need to be. So this part was for the trainers. The next part we're covering, which I believe we can help resolve the problem around the high failure rate, is for the managers. The biggest part I see for managers is to improve planning and communication. In our facility, as the trainers are still technicians, they are not involved in the hiring process. Or do they know the amount of product coming in for planning? Each day, one day may get 2,000 pieces. The next day, maybe 4,000 pieces. There's some historical data to dictate what the volume could be for that day, but it is up to the managers to dictate the job labor that's needed to repair all those units. So the planning on training classes and schedules can be better communicated between managers and the trainers by telling us what the workforce need is, how many individuals need to be trained, so the class can be tailored to the number of individuals being trained, and just to keep the open communication lines. And that way, even the trainers can tell the managers, hey, we're falling back. We believe we need some more individuals to keep pace with the volume that we're receiving. The stuff that the trainers can see on the floor that managers may not, because they might be in their office. And vice versa. The managers may be seeing a projection of increased volume coming, and the trainees on the floor, and the trainers on the floor, are able to prepare themselves for maybe an increased rate of training that's required to get more qualified individuals. The next part I believe would help for managers is to listen to those trainees' recommendations. On this piece, what I mean is, if a trainee, let me go back. Listen to the trainer's advice. The trainer's advice is asking the managers for the appropriate amount of time for the training sessions, asking for the appropriate required material, and asking for the appropriate amount of support, just general support. They have information about maybe a little historical facts, or maybe the individual who might have came in and applied for the position have more information in their resume, what their background might be, which will better prepare us in how we need to approach the training method with the individual. And the big thing is, if training changes, there may be an increased amount of time needed to feel satisfied that these individuals received enough training to pass the exam, or if we feel the exam has actually gotten easier and we need less time. But they need to be open to that idea and share if they feel they can't do it, and maybe create a general sit-down conversation to discuss this. The next step for managers that would help out, provide the feedback to the trainers through the hiring process. What I mean by providing the feedback during that process is, once an individual has trained and passed, the hiring process is still continuing. And sometimes a trainee may not tell the trainer exactly what they thought, but the management during the completion of the hiring process can gather feedback also from the individual about the training. And they may divulge more information to the managers. So it's just an additional route to gather feedback about if they really liked the training process, or if they felt something was missing and maybe can add insight that we could not see before. So with this piece, it is a two-part piece where I can see who can resolve the problem at my work to increase the number of trainees that pass the exam. And what we need is to make sure that both the managers and trainees communicate, continue to communicate, listen to each other, and not just to hear our complaints or hear what we want, but listen to what a trainer may need, or the trainers may listen to what the managers need, because there may be a need to reduce cost of training, and that might be a corporate request. And the trainers need to understand that and would have to adapt their training to that shorter schedule. But the managers stay open to when the trainers ask for additional time because they see a problem with the success rate, because the feedback they gather from the trainees says they don't have enough time to study the material in order to pass the exam, or they don't feel that they are getting enough information from the trainers. So it's a two-way street of communication. And on that, this will lead to the analysis of what I believe this improvement of who can resolve the issue can lead to. Of course, the end goal is, what's the impact of this training? Where can this lead? And who is going to benefit from this resolution? Everybody will benefit from this resolution. The first benefit is going to come to the co-workers. The co-workers themselves are going to feel more confident in what they can do. They're going to feel more confident in their trainers, and they're going to feel more confident in the process overall. I believe they would feel that the company cares about them because of the effort put toward to giving them proper training. So with confidence comes a better work ethic. They don't feel they need to work around stuff in order to get it resolved. They feel they're being empowered to continue their education, and will feel more active when they're on the line. So the big thing with the coworkers is confidence. They will love what they're learning, and they'll continue to want to learn. And it makes the training position also look desirable. So they know there's a next step in the process, and they can move up at some point. The next piece is going to be the workplace. What is the workplace going to see out of this? Well, the workplace is going to see instant improvement in turn time. The more individuals we can get certified, the more work we can cover and watch volumes of that work. We can adapt to that. The workplace is also going to see increased customer satisfaction. Increased customer satisfaction, that's going to lead to trust with the customer. When they bring their product to us, we tell them it's going to be 1 to 5 business days. They can trust that because we can keep with the volume, because we have the individuals qualified to work on the product. And we know from history that this creates a repeat customer. Our workplace's best customer is a repeat customer. And that's for anybody that's in the business. And once we see the repeat customers, increased revenues. Everybody loves increased revenues. Increased revenues can also increase pay for the employees. So there's a whole circle there. The next benefit that I see is going to be for the customer. And I hit on some of that a minute ago. The customer is going to be happy. They're satisfied with what they bring to us. They're going to keep continuing to shop, keep using the service. They build the trust. And let me go back a little bit on this. I might have flip-flopped for a second. And I'll go back to the workplace. And some things I did write down that I definitely would see improvement in is improved productivity from the individuals. They do have the proper training to work on the product. They would know what they're doing. They wouldn't have to ask as many questions. We would see our repeat customers. Our image. We would have a higher polished image, especially coming back, that they know that all these individuals are trained, certified, and we can keep pace with the product. It's just a cleaner overall looking business.